Are the calcium powders and the vitamin powders, are they just gimmicks? I mean, you don't go to Australia and see calcium powder sprinkled over the top of all of the live plants and all the bugs, do you? So today, we're going to answer that, quite frankly, because somebody has just asked us, are they a gimmick? So we'll go through it. What are the importance of all these, and why do we need to use them? We've got some other bits as well, so you can come along and help me with my daily sort of routine. We're going to nip to the pet shop later as well and show you some great stuff there. We've got a little kicker there. We might be getting a new animal. Ooh, maybe. But we'll start with this one first. This is the Reptile Systems Calcium Ultra. Why do we need to sprinkle all of our live food and all of our vegetables and all that sort of stuff onto them? We've actually just finished filming a video for Swell Reptile. They're doing a big giveaway and the Calcium Ultra is one of those on the giveaway. So head over to their Facebook page and like their Facebook page. If you have a look at their previous videos, they have got a few other giveaways going on at the moment. So feel free to enter them. You'll just see my ugly mug on a few of those videos. You know they're the giveaway videos. But Calcium Ultra, how does, let's say, a bearded dragon get calcium in the wild that we can't provide them with our live food here in captivity? Well, they have a much stronger sun and a much stronger lifestyle in Australia. Let me explain. They have the big beaming sun battering down on the land. That's fertilising the land, it's fertilising the plants. The plants are also absorbing all the vitamins and nutritions from that land. It's a totally different land to what we have here in the UK and in many other places of the world. Those plants are actually getting a lot stronger. The insects there are eating those plants, gaining a lot more calcium within the actual insects, building a much stronger exoskeleton on those insects. When these animals actually do eat those insects or those plants, they get a lot more calcium than what they would naturally get here in captivity. So that's one of the reasons why we have to provide them with calcium here in the UK. But what do you use? Calcium or calcium with D3? Quite simply, it goes like this. If your animal has UV lighting, you go for standard calcium. Every single animal should have access to UV lighting in captivity. It's just a progression in the reptile hobby, and that's the way we're progressing. Every animal has access to it in the wild and has a need, a benefit and a defense against it, so we need to provide that here in captivity. Calcium on its own, if your animal has UV lighting. If it doesn't have UV lighting, calcium with D3. Why? UV lighting, the animal can produce its own vitamin D3. I ranted a little bit there, didn't I? But I would show you, but we had to feed Diego, our bearded dragon, on the camera for Swell Reptile, so we can't really do him too much. Look at him, he's looking at us going, hello mate. We'll get onto the vitamin side of it all and the insect food a little bit later, but it's time to start misting down the morning gecko enclosure. And there it is. Now obviously the heat lamp's actually off because the temperature's at the right temperature and stuff. Let's see if we can see any of the morning geckos, because there's normally some around in that bromeliad somewhere. No, I can't find any, can you? I don't know, I kind of sort of can, I kind of sort of can't. We've got to turn the boosh. Then we flick the misting system on. You should start seeing it coming down that back corner. There we go. Whoa. See it up the top there, comes all the way down and around. I love this enclosure. Now that I've landed it off, I can't wait to get some dart frogs to go in there. Everyone seems to be going towards the Lucamellas. They're the yellow and black dart frogs. But the thing I like about this, they will be able to get up onto this ledge. They'll get onto that back one. They might even be able to get up there. It's just going to be absolutely amazing to see them interacting here. I've just got to save some money, so hit the thumbs up button just so that this video gets pushed out a bit more and I earn a little bit more money. But how do we provide our morning geckos with the correct supplements for them? Because they don't have UV lighting on there at the moment, solely because I don't really have space on the top of the enclosure. They will be getting it once I get a different LED plant grow light. But how do I provide them with the vitamins and the calcium that they require? Quite simply, the food that I give them, either Pangea or Rapashi, has vitamin D3 inside it. It's packed full of vitamins, natural vitamins. But I also, if I feed them fruit flies, which, check this out, I started to breed my own fruit flies and culture them, and it's absolutely booming. They get coated in calcium, and they get in there as well. The fruit flies also get coated in calcium for stuff like the Wish, the Chinese house gecko. Do you remember Wish, the one we got from Cheshire Reptile Rescue? He's doing absolutely amazing. Let's see if we can see him. There he is. Oh no, he's not on there. He's around in there somewhere. He's such an expert at hiding, this dude really is. But anyway, he gets calcium and vitamins on top of his fruit flies, but so do the morning gecko babies. There is some baby morning geckos in here. Oh, there he is. He's running. He's running around the back. He's running around the back. Can you see him down there? Yeah, we've got 3 in there somewhere anyway. Oh, there's another one just there. Yeah, they're growing up great. I can't wait to add them back into that enclosure. You having a bite to eat, mate? You having a bite to eat? I need to clean your glass so much. But let's talk about the vitamin. That's exactly the same as the calcium. In the wild, they get this through the sun and the substrate that the plants are actually growing in. The sun beats down, it fertilises the substrate, it aids with the plant growth. As the plant grows, they absorb more sun down there. The plants then absorb all of the nutrition that is in the soil and the nutrition that comes off the sun, providing those animals that eat those plants with the vitamins. Whether it be the insects that eat those plants or the reptiles that eat those plants, the reptiles will still eat the insects that are eating those plants. So somewhere down the line, your animal is going to be exposed to high nutrition and vitamins in the wild. So we should provide that in captivity to give them the extremely long life that they deserve. But we have to be careful with some animals, like them. What do I mean by them? Well, that one's not out. Oh, she's not out either. What about that one? Oh, he's buried himself in. Animals that molt their exoskeleton. Tarantulas, millipedes. We do not give them added calcium. 1, they live underground most of the time anyway. Number 2, that could stiffen up their exoskeleton. They won't be able to molt out of that exoskeleton and they will die in the molt when it comes round time to molting. Check out Tick and Tock. You've got Tick over that back corner just there, and underneath the cork bark, let's see if we can see him. Oof, there's Tock. But on that note, follow us on TikTok because we put out some stupid videos about reptiles all the time. You know, the kind of videos that we can't really put out on YouTube. Everyone always asks, how do I actually get up to those enclosures there to do all the maintenance I need to do on them? Well, it's easy. I've got a toolbox, I step on it, and boom, we're here. How you doing, Millie McMillie-face? Guess what? You were just on Jade's Jungle's YouTube channel. Aren't you cool? Right, we need to figure out something with this enclosure. Now, I want to do a communal, big bioactive sort of setup with a few different species in it. I don't know whether to just stick with just millipede species or whether I can put something else in there. I've actually got, in this container right here, I've got some sun beetles. They're just at the grub form at the moment. So when they actually do like metamorphose into the beetle, maybe they'd go quite nice in there as well, because they'll be up around the top and crawling around where the millipedes will be all under the substrate. I don't know. I want something. So I've got the millipedes and the woodlice and the springtails. They're all going to be underneath the substrate. Then I've got the sun beetles. They're all going to be on the top on all the wood that I'm going to build in all the background. But what can I have on top of the substrate? That's what I'm thinking. I want a really active invertebrate sort of communal setup for that enclosure just there. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I need some live food and I could do with getting some ideas for that enclosure just there. So should we go to the pet shop? Certain Pets and Exotics, here we come. So I need to pick up some superworms, just simply because mine aren't really breeding that much. It's got a bit cooler. Yeah, they're just not breeding that much now, but I've come to look at an animal as well. And I've been eyeing this animal up for quite a while, and I've been umming and ahhing over it because it is a dream species, but the money just always ends up going on something else. I'm not that good at sort of spending money on myself. So let's go in then. We've got Certain Pets and Exotics. Again, St Helens, one of the best shops in St Helens. Well, it's the only shop in St Helens that's a reptile shop. Anyway, the green tree python. A Byac green tree python. Oh, it's deep in shed. It's deep in shed. Oh well, it's all good. That's what I'm looking for. Got cute tagos. They've got everything down here. I absolutely love it. This Euromastix has got such a personality. He's always out and about. You normally see Euromastix and they're just sort of laying around like lazy, but this one's dead active. But it's been that kind of day, hasn't it, mate? Hasn't it, mate? It's been that kind of day. You had enough, have you, mate? Have you? Oh, I love this place. So many good, really nice, eclectic animals. You can't beat tagos either, but it's a green tree python. What do you reckon? A nice big 60 wide Exoterra? Right, let's get the superworms home and start getting them gut loaded, where we can talk about the next supplement that's massively important. But when you do get your live food, similar to that where you've got it from a reptile shop and stuff, you don't actually know how long that reptile food has been sat there, how long it's been sat there without food, and quality food as well. So it's always best to gut load your live food, whether you get it from a breeder or from a shop just like I have now. I always love to support my local businesses. That's Sutton Pets and Exotics here in St Helens, Merseyside. That's the Reptile Systems insect food. It's by far the most advanced reptile live food gut load that there actually is on the market today. There is so much stuff that's purposely grown solely for Reptile Systems to use in this product, and it's going to jam pack your live food in such a... It's a tricky one to explain, because like that insect is going to eat the food, but then his body is going to process the food, giving off various different things inside that animal's body that's going to benefit your reptile. And it's gone really scientific and technological with this sort of stuff. But this basically is the best thing for your live food to keep them alive, but the best thing for your live food to eat to nutritionalize your reptiles. It's just it's mind-blowing, the science and development that's gone into this product. But yeah, gut load your live food with the Reptile Systems insect food. It'll be linked down in the description for about a week before you actually do decide to feed it off to your animals. That's what I normally do. This has even got natural colour enhancers built in with it in the natural minerals that are inside this. You will see a noticeable colour change to the live food's natural colour. I love this stuff. As you know, I love all of the Reptile System stuff, but this a la carte range is absolutely amazing. You get it in little sachets, or you can get it in little pots like this, and you can even now get it in bigger pots. They're all in Swell Reptile, linked in the description down below. And these have just made it over to Australia, and they're coming to America rather soon. I mean, we breed our own live food just down there. That's our mealworms on the top just there. And we've also got our dubia roaches too. And our mealworm really isn't pretty. You've got loads and loads in there. But the big one for us is our dubia roaches. Check them out. We've got loads in there now. Absolute loads. And Hugo, our savannah monitor, loves them. But I have a bit of a confession to make with my dubia roaches. I've kind of got attached. I want to give them all names and their pets, and I don't want to feed them off to my savannah monitor, even though he loves them. I'm in a dilemma. What shall I do? Yeah, okay, that was cheesy. So where will, because I have been planning this for quite a while, but where will the green tree python actually go? It's one of my dream species. I've been eyeing it up for a long time, and it's either that or a mangrove snake. I'm in two minds with the mangrove snake, because I wanted a big 90 wide, 90 tall Exoterra, big show display, big mangrove style paludarium. It's looking amazing, but I don't know if the 90 wide, 90 tall Exoterra is actually going to be big enough for a mangrove snake. And the reason I say that, I mean, it's going to be tall enough, because it's going to be taller than, it's going to come up to about there. So it's going to be tall enough, it's going to be wide enough, but the depth, I mean, once I add a background into it, it's going to be a custom built background. It's not going to have many sorts of land areas inside it. That's what I was thinking, but I don't know. It will look absolutely amazing and mind-blowing with my imagination that I've got going for it. But I don't know if that enclosure is too small for a mangrove snake in a paludarium. But the problem I fit is, I mean, you can always just turn around and say, oh, I'll just get a bigger enclosure. That is the biggest Exoterra enclosure. So what do I do instead? Do I save up and get a bigger built-in custom built glass enclosure, or do I go for the green tree python, which is another dream species of mine that I would absolutely love? Basically, can you see those 4-foot enclosures just there? Well, imagine directly in the middle we put that, so that goes directly in the middle. Then in place just there we can have the big 90 tall, 90 wide Exoterra. I mean, a bit thinner than that. It'd be like there all the way up to about there. Big, oh, I mean, that'll just be a massive show display, won't it? It'll be absolutely amazing. I am really tempted to go for the GTP, so make sure you get me likes up on this video if you want to see that one. I wonder what I'll call it. Can you imagine a name for it? If you didn't know, that's our big leopard gecko bioactive build, but we've had a death, so we'll go through that video next. So make sure you subscribe for that video, because it is quite sad. We're going to have to go out and get a load of plants to do the whole burial, and yeah. But we've got this one to build soon. Woo, this is a big 60 wide Exoterra. It's only 30 tall, but that's for our LP. That's hiding down there. Oh no, it's not down there. Oh, where's the LP? Oh well, he's burrowed himself right the way in. He took all his substrate out and put it all there and everywhere else. It's quite cool actually, because the water dish always gets filled full of springtails, and they end up going in there.